across Australia on the Oz Stereo Network. Today FM, Fox FM, B105, SAFM, FM 104.7, Hot 100, CFM, and Triple T. We're taking you home free with Cold Chisel.
But now, as Jimmy mentioned, a jolly little
number, wasn't it?
And we're also having a debate about why it is, in fact, not on the last Stand CD that we're talking about today, and maybe it wasn't filmed, Jimmy.
Yeah, that's the only reason we can think of, I guess, yeah.
Apart from we like to despite Steve, I think.
Yeah. Oh, he's not in with us today, so we can actually talk about him a lot.
Well, Steve's
at home sick.
Wrote that. So what is Steve up to at the moment?
He's probably vomiting at the moment. No, he's ill at the moment. He was going to come in. I think he's basically writing a lot of tunes and spending time with his family.
And what's Phil Small doing?
He's doing the same. He's just sort of hanging with got his family going, well there, and they're all quite happy just to stay home, I think.
Okay. Well, Tracy Moroney is listening to Fox FM in Melbourne. She's calling from Fern Tree Gully. Hi, Tracy.
Hi, guys. How are you?
How you going?
Good.
Hi, Tracy.
Good. How are you?
Direct a question to one of the Chisels, if you will.
This is for Barnsey, because I just think he's the best.
Oh, you smooth talker.
Where did the name for the album Barking Spiders Live originate?
Where did that come from, lads? Come on. It's somebody else, mate. Who came up with it? Probably Don.
Don would know that.
I think it was Don.
I think she's directing this question at you.
All right, thanks, Don. Well, it was a little brainwave I came... No, I think it's actually quite crude. I think barking spiders is a term for passing wind.
Yes, well, thank you very much, Tracy.
Thank you very much. No, I think that's what it was. It was one of Don's, honestly.
Okay.
Is that the correct answer? 2 marks.
Thanks, Tracy.
Thank you.
We've got David Moss, who's listening. Moss?
Hey, what is it?
Who's listening to SAFM in Adelaide. Your question is to who, David?
For Jimmy, really.
Oh, okay.
Oh, not me again. Come on.
With a name like Moss?
Yeah.
That's it.
What's the question?
Could you hit the guy sitting next to you?
What's the question, David?
Well, is it true that when Chisel was starting out in Adelaide, you borrowed a lady's Mercedes-Benz and rode it off and haven't paid it back yet?
Oh, that's possibly true, yeah. I don't know. If I wrote it off, I was probably a complete write-off myself, so I can't remember.
Yeah, that was what I was told anyway.
Yeah, there you go.
With a name like Moss, I think he's stirring.
I think, are you a friend of Ian's? Did he put you up to this?
Thanks for your call, David. Now, Reimer Nigro is listening to Today FM in Sydney. Your question, Reimer?
Who made the decision to break up, and do you guys regret it at all?
No, not that question. Come on, what are you guys?
That's definitely directed at Don, isn't it, Reimer?
Yes.
No, it's actually to both of you guys.
Oh, all right.
Both of you guys?
It's like, who made the decision?
Well, it was sort of a joint thing, really. We come to the point where we were starting to, not work as well as we had, and we just sort of had a meeting one day and decided, look, let's call it quits. And rather than, we could have gone on for another 10 years, and and quite possibly have gone downhill. I guess we could have got better as well, but I don't know, really. It just sort of something that happened, and we decided to call it.
Do you guys regret it at all?
I'm sure we all regret it at some points, and I personally, I don't regret it, in the long run, because it's been good for me. I was basically a lazy bastard in coaches. I used to drink and sing, in that order, and so it's been really good for me to get out and actually work on my own. But of course, it was such a great time. I definitely regret it. What do you reckon, lads? Sometimes.
Yeah, it's a bit 50 and 50. 50-50 sometimes.
All right, thanks for your call, Reimer.
Thanks a lot.
See ya.
Now, Mossy, we're about to play Bow River, which does exist. We'll talk about that in a moment. But you wrote that song, and I always got the feeling when I saw the Chisels, you really enjoyed playing it as well.
Yeah, well, I still play it, and I still really enjoy it after all these years.
It's still in your set, is it?
Yes.
When you play. And Bow River, where is it?
Bow River is right up at the top of Western Australia, just inside of the Northern Territory border.
All right, well, we might
sure.
We might even
I'm going to get an atlas out and check on that.
we all are. Here's Bow River and Cold Chisel home free live around Australia. Mossy, what about those harmonies in there, though? All right?
Wonderful.
Perfect. Ask Jim about this.
How'd you do that without moving your lips?
All right, our special guest today, Jimmy Barnes, Ian Moss and Don Walker. This is Keith Williams. We've got some on-tour Cold Chisel home truths, guys. How much vodka were you drinking a night, Jimmy?
Oh, lashings. Put it this way. By the time Chisel broke up, my liver asked for a transfer to Joe Cocker for a rest. No, I actually made a mistake one night and drank a bottle of Varnish. Nearly died. Had a horrible end, but lovely finish. Boom, boom.
I tried to keep
No,
up.
I used to drink lots. I actually, for a long time, I was drinking Scotch, and I got to the point where I was drinking like a full bottle of whiskey and a bottle of Drambuie on stage, and I couldn't remember doing the gig, so
I decided you might slow
decided
down.
to change to vodka.
I tried to keep up with you with beer one night and I got lost, so
Yeah.
you were doing a pretty good job.
No, it was pretty severe. So like pretty outrageous. Yeah.
Don, the best gig the band ever did, in your opinion?
Maybe the Capitol Theatre.
What were the degrees of difference, you reckon?
What was that we recorded? Your 13 You're Beautiful?
No, that was...
Oh, the Swing
maybe
Shift shows.
Summer Swing Shift was it?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Recorded there.
All right, the messiest person on the road?
What?
Whichever
take-
interpretation you like.
I'll take that award.
All right, the tightest with their money?
Oh, Steve Preswich.
The loudest?
Oh,
Steve Preswich.
Steve Preswich, yeah.
The most unreliable?
Ian Moss.
The most groupies?
Ian Moss.
No comment.
Home free, live around Australia.
Next caller. On the Oz Stereo Network with Cold Chisel.
Mickey Mouse question.
We're going to go home free, live around Australia with Cold Chisel, Jimmy Barnes, Ian Moss, Don Walker, our guest today on Today FM in Sydney, Fox FM in Melbourne, FM 104.7 in Canberra, B105 in Brisbane, SAFM in Adelaide, CFM on the Gold Coast, Triple TFM in Hobart, and Hot 100 in Darwin, where I believe
Well done.
Cold Chisel broke the record all time, I think.
We beat Rolf Harris.
by 651 people.
That's right, yeah, it was a big night.
And you had 6,500 people there, I believe, in Darwin, and it was 10% of the population.
It was incredible.
And that record still stands to this day. Now, you were singing sweetly there in
I think that was towards the end of the set.
You'd warmed up.
Yeah, no, it was Don was saying earlier, it was a particularly good version of that song. It was probably better than the version that was on the studio album.
On the album. Annette Church is listening to the Fox in Melbourne from Hampton Park. Your question, Annette, who's it to?
It's to Don, but hi Don, hi Mossy, hi Barnsey.
How you going?
Hi.
Well, thank you.
That's good.
The question is, what was the band's reaction to K-Stan being banned?
Very little reaction.
Very little.
We were touring non-stop, and it didn't really sound like anything else on the radio at the time anyway.
That's exactly right, and just about guaranteed to be a sure success.
Exactly, that's the best thing that can happen to
Exactly.
any band is, like, ban them and everybody wants it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Listening to Hot 100. Thanks for your call, Annette.
Cost us a
you.
fortune.
Hot 100 in Darwin. We've got David Hollowbone calling. How are you, David? Say hi to the guys.
Oh, I'm good, thanks. Yourself?
Who's your question to, mate?
Ian Moss.
Hi, mate. How are you?
Oh, good, thanks.
Fire away.
Who
what
won
do
the
you
FA
prefer,
Cup?
working solo or your days with Cold Chisel?
It's sort of 50-50, I guess.
Yeah, you have good times with both, eh?
Yeah, it's sort of, when you're doing your own thing, it's your thing and you can call all the shots and all that sort of thing. But you're on your own a lot, and you sort of miss the camaraderie of being with the band. So.
Mossy, you actually do a few Chisel songs, didn't you? Said what are the ones you roll through? Your songs, I would imagine.
Yeah, well, I do. Bow River, of course, is the main one, of which there is a fantastic version on the album called Worlds Away.
Oh, yes. The world's away of it. Hey, thanks for your call, David.
No worries.
Right now in
Thanks,
Sydney
David.
is Jodie Moore from Bankstown listening to Today FM. Hi, Jodie.
Hi, how are
Who's your
you?
question to?
Okay, I just wanted to know how you came across the name Cold Chisel.
This is one for Don, I think. I didn't have a clue. I've never worked it out.
We just needed a name in a hurry to put on a poster for our first gig at Gawler Raceway, and there's really no reason for it. We never thought that the name was going to last more than...
Oh, really?
We actually had a song called Cold Chisel at that point too, and it had nothing to do with Cold Chisels either.
Okay.
Thanks for your
Thank
call,
you.
Jodie.
Bye-bye.
As we get you home free, live around Australia today, here are Chisels from The Last Stand and Cheap Wine.
2 points, thanks.
Barnes, Ian Moss and Don Walker, our guest today, home free, live around Australia. This is Keith Williams. Now, guys, I suppose what we should do actually is go through each individual at the moment, drop Cold
That's a
Chisel
bit
for a
personal,
minute.
isn't it? Jeez.
And just catch up with where you're at and what you're doing. Don, you've been away overseas. Are you still writing prolifically?
Getting a few out.
Can you say that again?
Well, you've got 2 solo albums so far. Are you writing for another album, or are you actually writing for other people?
Yeah, I'm writing for... I've got a song on Jim's new album that's due out next year. Catfish goes on the road in January. I'm doing an acoustic album at the end of this week with a couple of friends in Melbourne. And doing some writing with Ian towards Christmas too.
Okay. Is that in preparation for a new album for you, Ian?
Yeah, well, at the moment, I've just got the Worlds Away album out, which will make a great little Christmas present this year.
That was what album was that again, Ian? The Worlds Away
Worlds
album?
Away, I think, yes.
Okay. You did some work recently on with Joe Camilleri, and you've played with him live on a couple of occasions. Anything else you've been doing of late, Ian?
No, apart from that, I'm just working towards a 3rd album as well.
Well, but you're a secret
and the Pie
band.
Dogs. Yes, the secret band, the Pie Dogs.
Yeah.
You serious?
Yeah, he goes out, he's doing these gigs. I want to go and see him.
Look out for the Pie Dogs. And Jimmy, your album's complete, but not out until...
No, we finished it. Actually, we planned to do it in about 7 to 8 weeks, and we finished it in 4, which was great because we had such a good time. And we're going to mix it next month in America and hopefully release something before Christmas or before New Year. And the album will be out, I'd say, probably in March or something like that.
Okay.
Looking forward to touring over there then. And plus, we've got this gig next week with the Grand Prix, which will be a lot of fun.
Right, okay, on Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah, Sunday down in Adelaide, which will be a great gig, I think.
Okay, Jimmy, best thing about Cold Chisel?
Best thing about Cold Chisel was...
Moss.
Ian, best thing about Cold Chisel? Jimmy Barnes. I think the best thing about Cold Chisel was the fact that we knew how to rock, and what's more, we knew how to treat a female impersonator.
Mossy, the worst thing about Cold Chisel?
Steve Preswich.
Go on, you can answer that.
There's nothing bad about Cold Chisel.
Okay. Nothing about it. Well, if that's the case, there shouldn't be any barriers to eventually, somewhere, somehow along the line, having the big reformation. Do you think it'll ever happen, in all honesty?
It's worlds away.
He's off again. No, I honestly... We spoke about it a lot, you know. Like the thing is, when we broke up, we weren't playing as good as we had been. That's one of the main reasons we broke up. We thought, why let the band go downhill, keep it at its peak and finish then, and to honestly get together after 10 years and think you could beat that, I think we're kidding ourselves. And like Don said earlier today to us, it was if we used to take 3 weeks off, we used to really notice the difference in our playing. So imagine what it would be like now.
10 years or just on 9 years.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for coming in, guys. The CD sounds great, as you've been listening to it during the hour. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
And we hope to see you again playing, maybe.
Oh, yes.
You've been listening to Cold Chisel, home free, live around Australia.
And there's your ad. Come on.
The Fox. $50,000 bunch of fives. We